Hello everybody, welcome back to this course, The Art of Living, a philosophy course to teach us how to live a better and more meaningful life. And I'm with Jack Butler. How are you?
Nice to see you, Gavin. Great.
Now, this week we're talking all about the objects around us. We're talking about observing nature, we're talking about stories, and we have travelled into the Arctic Circle here in Grimsey Island in Iceland. And the link between what we're going to talk about this week and what we see around us is there are so many stories in nature. We've got puffins, Arctic terns, orcas in the sea, blue whales swimming by, but we also have these amazing basalt rock formations, which are made of basalt rock erupting from volcanoes 20 million years ago. But to the Icelandic people, these are also frozen trolls in ancient folklore. Jack, which of our philosophers really nutted this out, got it down, talking about nature and how everything's observed?
Well, I think Aristotle is a really great example of a philosopher who thought about nature and thought about how we interact with nature.
Right.
So Aristotle tells this story about one day bringing his students out into nature. He had a school in ancient Athens called the Lyceum, and what they would do is they would walk together and talk, discuss the world around them.
Wow.
So one day, Aristotle takes his students on a walk through Athens at night, and he walks through the olive groves, seeing the trees around him, seeing the plants and the animals, and he asks his students, what is the purpose of this tree? What is the purpose of this plant? What is the purpose of this animal? And in those discussions with his students, they tried to figure out how all of those pieces of nature fit together and how they have both a physical form and a story, a narrative that goes with them.
Wow, it's so remarkable. So for our students this week, we're going to try to take that on in our own personal lives. What are we going to do with reflection in terms of what Aristotle taught us?
Well, I think students should take that lesson from Aristotle, observe the world around them, and try to think about the physical form of the things in their life, as well as the story that goes with them. I have an apple with me, Gavin, as well, because Aristotle loved to use the example of an apple.
Right.
He said the apple, it's a fruit, right? It's a pulp, it's skin. But in addition, it's the stories that we carry with it. This might be your first pie that your mother made you. This might be a memory of a birthday party. And all of those things are embedded into what an apple is.
Wow, so meaningful.
So I want students to take that story of Aristotle walking through nature with his students and turn it into your comic book.
Wow, so have a look at the world around you and see it from multiple perspectives. There are stories embedded in everything around us. And when you've got it down, when you understand exactly what it is that we've been talking about today and Jack's amazing story from ancient Athens, pop it in your comic book, illustrate it, and as usual, take it down to another class and teach these wonderful, philosophical, wise words. And Jack, if you don't mind,
Please.
I'd love to have a taste of this apple. See you all next week.